time.
They got a big part of the
What's that?
Can you say and spell your name?
Brian Dameron, Battalion Chief. B-R-I-A-N-D-A-M-E-R-O-N.
And you, what you guys saw when you guys arrived
Oh,
on scene and how many
so-
units were affected?
So, how many units here? Okay. We were dispatched at 11:30 p.m. for an automatic alarm. Upon arrival, we found a stove fire that was put out by the sprinklers. Approximately 4 sprinklers were activated. It affected, the resulting water damage affected 12 units from the first to the third floor.
So the stove fire on the fourth floor, I think, did that do any further damage, or was that just a quick fire put out pretty quickly?
It was a quick fire put out quickly by the sprinklers.
Is this normal when the sprinklers turn on for them to affect all 4 floors like this?
It depends on how long they run for. Yeah.
All right, so say and spell your name for me.
Spell it?
Yeah.
It's A-N-D-R-E-W. Last name is Sun, S-U-N.
And what did you see here today?
So about an hour ago, the fire alarm went off, and at first it was pretty intermediate, so kind of went off, and then so we didn't take too much notice. But then after like about 40 minutes, I went out there to check. I saw that there's a pretty sizable puddle near the front of my door. So I walked out, and it's like pouring outside. It's just, I thought it was raining, but then it's not. And I walked out, I asked the firefighter, and he said there's a fire broke out maybe like 3 stories below where I live, because I live on the first floor. So all the water is just dripping down all the units below it. So luckily my unit wasn't bad, but then the units by me got it pretty bad. So that's pretty good for me.
How exactly was your unit affected?
Like the puddle size is about, I would say maybe 2 feet wide by about 1 to 2 feet in length. It's near the door, so I could clean it pretty easily. I can just use like a mop and a ShamWow to clean it. So for me, not too bad. But then for some of the guys over there, you can see the firefighters are are using vacuums or squeegees to clean it out. So luckily for me, I didn't get it too bad.
The other apartments, I think, from what you saw, is the whole apartment flooded, or?
Well, the one next to me, it looks like the whole apartment flooded, and for the one above me, I'm pretty sure they all flooded because the water is coming down, and we have a drain pipe right next to our unit, and the water is pouring out the drain pipe. So I figured they're probably pretty flooded at this moment. But with the help of the firefighters, they should be in good hands.
Do you know the people in that other unit?
I do not. I just moved here about a couple weeks ago, so.
You say and spell your name for me?
My name is Andrew Arboleta. Andrew is spelled normally, and Arboleta, A-R-B as in boy, O-L-E-D as in dog, A.
And what happened today?
Today, well, we just came home from school. We were just studying like any typical student, and we were suddenly awakened by fire alarms. And at first, we were pretty confused, and as time gradually passed, we started to notice like firefighters arriving, and we're like, oh wow, it could actually be pretty serious. And my girlfriend, she actually noticed smoke coming from like sort of the side of the building if you're looking from the entrance. And it was near, I think, the 3rd floor. And just smoke just continuously began to just pour out of a room. I'm not sure what room it was though. And yeah, we just stayed clear. We were waiting for any news to be updated because we didn't really know what was happening. We just got feedback from neighbors who said they saw like two of the tenants. I don't know what exactly they were doing, but they were just sitting while like a fire was surrounding them. That's according to her, and I'm not sure if it's true, but just smoke, like I mentioned before, it just started to kind of produce pretty fast, and they I know had to gather their belongings and exit pretty quickly. And the weird part about it is that she mentioned that they seemed pretty calm and collective when the fire was happening. So we're not really sure how it began and why those people didn't try to attempt to stop the fire. And you know, as you see, there's some water around our floor. It's definitely not as bad as our neighboring apartments. Those apartments are definitely drenched in the water that's pouring from the top floor that the firefighters used to hose down the fire.
Okay. Awesome. That was really